Hello guys, today we will have a discussion on liberty. So let me make the clarification. If people are having confusion about the liberty, what is liberty? So you see that the liberty I have explained in very simple man. This is the person A and the person B, and the other side person X is there. So if you see that this person X can do anything if the A is going to allow to do towards B. If the person is not restricted this X person, so he can do anything towards the B. And if there is other, in the absence of A, the X can do anything towards the B. So you can see that the same I have explained here. It's referred to it refers to the freedom of an individual of X from an obstacle from A towards the B. Again, X is not restrained by A doing B, or in the absence of A, Mr. X can do whatever towards the B. So in the other manner, there is, you can see that the liberty need is required some restrictions. But the other side, the freedom can do. If you are having freedom, the freedom of speech, expression, and religion in having in most of the democratic state means you can do anything. So you can see that the freedom and liberty. Liberty is having some rules and regulations. Means you are having some restrictions. If you are not abided by the rules and regulations, then your liberty maybe will be denied. So dear friend, let's see how the other expert has expressed about the concept of liberty. There is two types, negative and the positive liberty has been discussed. The what Isha, the Berlin has said in the concept of liberty, it was first published in the 1958. He defined, being free as not being interfered with by others. What I have explained, that is the simple meaning. The wider area is non-interference is required, and then you will going to get more freedom within the liberty. So Hobbes in the same manner has said that a free man is that in those things which he by his strength and with he is able to do is not hindered to do what he has a will to. Means again there is no hindrances there. The law of the sovereign is framed, means law and rules and regulation that is more made for to create a society, to limit the restriction of the state, so the people can enjoy more and more liberty within the social contract. So he said that since liberty depend on the silence of law only. So the same thing you can see that is the John Stuart Mill. John Stuart Mill in the 1859 in the on the issue of liberty, what he said, the sole end of which mankind are warranted individually or collectively in interfering with the liberty of action of any of their number is self-protection. The only purpose of which power can be rightfully exercised over any member of a civilized community against his will is to prevent harm to other. Means the liberty meanings the preventing harm from other. Suppose what is having, if I am having more liberty, maybe I think that is my liberty, but I am the harming the person other person liberty for doing anything. And in the simple manner he has defined the liberty required in the liberty required some restrictions, so people cannot harm the others. So John Stuart Mill, you can see that the in what he said that the goal of social theory was to further improvement of the mankind. So within the liberty concept, we have to improve the mankind, means the development. If the liberty is creating the development, then of course that is improving the society. Means the purpose of the liberty is essential for the improvement. What he said that the only unfailing and permanent source of improvement is liberty, since by it there are many possible independent center for improvement as there are individual. Means the liberty itself will going to create, more and more opportunity for the individual. They can, create observation, the perception, even the feeling, they can show their preferences. What will have, so many rules and restriction has been imposed by the, the state or the king. Of course, the liberty will only reflect on the page, not in the real. The positive liberty, the two person, I have reckoned, the, the Jean Jacob Rousseau and Immanuel Kant. The Rousseau has said, very simple manner, he saw being a slave to one desire or passion as very opposite for of being free. You can say that, everyone is, it's look like free once desire passion, because they want to be free from the, the slave. And our desire, are heterogeneous. Basically, the people desires are heterogeneous. They come as, to because of environment we live in, and the perhaps because of our upbringing. So he said that, social contract, is more and more required. This is mere impulse, mere appetite is slavery, while obedience to the self prescribed law is liberty. You are able to do whatever you think, then this is, the liberty. In the Kant, Immanuel Kant, in the same manner, he has said, the one freedom be evinced in action that are the product of nature working through one by promoting desire which once binding follows. So, he said that it's the, we are binding some follower. So instead of, the count as a free, one must choose or select amongst one's desire according to some rational principle that one has on self indoors. So you can see that, the both has defined the positive liberty. I'm again telling, the John Stuart Mill has defined, the liberty is valid until unless it will not going to harm the, the rights of others. So that is positive liberty. And, the negative liberty is there. It means you are using your liberty, but, some way somehow you are violating the rights of other. So, the same way the positive liberty has been well defined by, the T.H. Green. So, the ideal theory of rights already has given. So he can see that, how the T.H. Green has, defined. His all the context of positive liberty is regarded to the freedom only. He said that, we shall probably all agree that freedom rightly understood is the greatest of blessing. That is, attainment is the true end of all our effort as citizen. But when we thus speak of freedom, we should consider carefully what is meant by it. Means we are having freedom, but that doesn't mean, within the freedom we can violate, or we can do anything. He simply said the freedom from restraint on the compulsion, do not mean merely freedom from restraint or compulsion. Because why? Because not mean merely freedom to do as we like, irrespective of what it is we like. Sometimes we think that, the freedom, whatever we can, is making ourselves happy, that is freedom. And even we can say that, we can relate with liberty, but it's not. Sometimes we think that, we are enjoying our freedoms to do anything, but, some way somehow it is, costing the other person freedom. So you can see that we do not mean the freedom that can be enjoyed by one man or set of men as the cost of loss of freedom to others. So you can enjoy, but you cannot harm the other person. So, these are, the ideal true freedom, is defined in the context of liberty by the T.H. Green. And he has also, discussed about, the freedom of contract between, the human individual and the society. So, they can best perform what they want within the liberty. So you have not subscribed my channel and you are not subscribing it, please subscribe and share my channel and like it, so I can, come back again with new, updated video. Thank you so much, dear. Take care all of you, and bye bye.